This is The Joe Gaither Show on BamaCentral.com.
Good morning, Tuscaloosa, Internet World, West Alabama. How we doing today on this Tuesday? It's Tuesday. It's the Joe Gaither Show on BamaCentral, BamaCentral.com. We're live in the Derek Daniels State Farm Studios. You guys are watching us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Amazon. You're listening to us on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, at Joe Gaither 6, on the BamaCentral Facebook channel, or on the BamaCentral YouTube channel. All those places you can hear the Joe Gaither Show on BamaCentral, BamaCentral.com. We're going to have a lot of fun on a Tuesday in the Derek Daniels State Farm Studios. You've called Derek Daniel for all of your insurance needs, 205-758-3391. All your home, life, auto insurance needs. Call Derek like a good neighbor, State Farm, and Derek Daniel is there. He's got great teammates upstairs. Red, Reese, and Victoria, they'd love to talk to you today about all of your insurance needs. So give them a call, 205-758-3391. And back from a long weekend of vacation, Mason Woods was crossing the border, smuggling goods.
That's what I do every weekend.
But he's back. Follow him at MA_Woods_. Mason, I'm glad you made it back safely. How we doing today?
Yeah, I had to. I was actually over in enemy territory in the eastern side of the state, dropping off some packages over there for our lovely friends. I think it maybe helped out our outcome on Saturday. Who knows? And who knows whether or not who's really responsible for everything there. But I was behind the scenes, maybe pulling some strings.
Well, we love that. We love that. We love you pulling some strings. We got a lot. Well, we got a lot to get into.
Chad Baker Mazara's ear actually before the game. Nobody will see that elbow. You can get away with it.
It's okay. Devil on your shoulder, Mason Woods, the devil on your shoulder.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was firing off messages to him all weekend. Getting him fired up.
Well, he certainly took the bait. We didn't really talk about this part yesterday with Hunter Brantley, and thank you, Hunter Brantley, for joining us yesterday. But after the game, Chad Baker Mazara, after he got kicked out, was apparently very active on the social media machines, in the DMs, responding to people. Oh, you've got the Alabama people saying, yeah, you cost your team the game. You've got the Auburn people saying, yeah, why did you do that? And Chad Baker Mazara responding to multiple of them.
The classic, I have more money than you.
Oh, you saw that too. Yeah. I've got more. My bank account looks better than yours.
That's how you can tell it didn't affect him.
Great. I'm sure that all the listeners right now, their bank accounts will look better than mine. Okay, great. Congratulations.
Yeah. The moment anybody gets to that point that you've won, you've gotten under their skin because they have nothing left to try to argue with. They have no, genuine kind of comeback because Chad Baker Mazara did not have any kind of genuine comeback for the criticism levied against him for that move. You are a 25-year-old in your sixth year of college, fifth year of college, and you're still doing things like, you got your team, you were rejected in the opening minutes of the first round of the tournament last year, and your team goes out till you loses to Yale. Now, final game of the year, here you are at home in front of all your fans on your senior night, which apparently you still have eligibility. God knows how that's possible. But here you are in front of everyone.
The Diego Pavia rule.
And you are still letting your emotions get the best of you. Absurd.
Well, good morning, Mason. Yeah, we'll start right there.
We're going to react on a bit of a tangent.
No. We're going to react to the game. We invite you all on the voicemail line, 205-462-7340, extension 800, to react to the game. We're going to get your reaction, but we're really spinning forward to the SEC tournament. You're going to look forward to Nashville. We want to get your recommendations for Nashville. You got any restaurants we need to hit, places we need to see, other than Bridgestone Arena cutting the nets down on Sunday? We're going to talk about the SEC tournament. We'll talk a little bit of NFL free agency, some Alabama players making some moves, cashing some checks. So we'll talk about their futures. Mason, as I filibuster and set this up, will you look at other free agents yet to move, Alabama players yet to move?
Looks like there's only one that I can find really notable.
Okay, who else is
our
it?
friend Jedrick Wills. is up for free agency. Has not
Really?
re-signed with the Browns yet.
Okay.
I would assume he probably will, but we don't know.
Yeah, Jedrick Wills got drafted, and I haven't heard from one peep out of him. That's how you know, I guess, probably doing well.
Sure.
Right tackle, left tackle, right tackle. You don't have to hear from him. Goodness gracious. People loved Jedrick Wills when he was here, and good player. And I never heard anything, never knew anything bad about him off the field, but I just did not like him as a player. I was never a Jedrick Wills guy.
I always felt he was like he had the ability to be that elite tackle and then just never quite reached that peak. I thought he was good, above average even, but I thought he never quite reached maybe the level of hype that he received.
All right, so we're going to talk NFL free agency towards the back end, and I typed in some random questions to generate for Alabama football if we run out of time. But Mason, you got called out on the voicemail line.
This is what I've been told. I've not heard this voicemail yet.
We may as well start right here because it closes yesterday's loop. I want first, before I play it, just a blank slate, open the floor. Alabama beats Auburn. Left-hand floater, Mark Sears, and Mason Woods' reaction is blank.
Couldn't have been anybody better. I was, a little concerned in the waning seconds of that game that while it could have rightfully gone to LeBaron Philon because he was having a career day, it should have been Mark's opportunity. And I was really glad that he did get the opportunity. He is the, heartbeat of this team. He makes everything happen. I know he didn't have his most outstanding performance from the statistical standpoint, but like he was awesome. Shot should have gone to him. It should have been for no one else. I'm glad it did go to Mark Sears, and he delivered.
Absolutely. So a lot of fun on the plains, and one of our voicemails named Mason by my name, named Mason by name. And so we'll start right there on the voicemail line, 205-462-7340, extension 800. You're welcome to call anytime, any place, whenever you got something to say on the voicemail line, and we'll play it the next day. Mason Woods, this guy has something to say to you.
I welcome your attacks.
Roy, Lake Gunnerville here. I had a thought watching that game. I thought, what if Nate Oates is so inspired by the NBA game that he actually just doesn't care about defenses in a lot of games? He just really don't care. I know the fans care. I know you care, Joe. But what if he sees it as, hey, it's a long season. These boys only got 2 legs, and I need them for shooting. And he just plans to outshoot anybody in the gym. But then when it comes to playing the number 1 team on the road, he tells them to lock in. He tells them it's time today to put in effort on both sides. What if it can be coached? What if it can be turned on and turned off? Well, we saw it turned on today. I mean, they were playing good defense. Even those mid-range shots them Auburn boys was taking, they were not good shots. They were well covered. So I give my props for that and maybe a little hope for the future of this season. That said, Mason, you got triggered by my comment about Mark Sears. Well, let me say, I left you a 2-minute voicemail. You should have talked about a lot more than just what I said about Mark Sears. But today, you win. Going out number 1 team on the road, mid-range shot for the win. Ooh, that was the stuff of legends. The only problem is it wasn't in Coleman Coliseum, but it might have even been more impressive that way. Roy,
I think I cut him off just a second early. I think he goes, Roy, Lake Gunners are out. So there you go. Mason, there we go.
I'm happy to take my victory lap. You disrespected Mark Sears. You should not have disrespected Mark Sears. He made you pay for it.
He wasn't a legend last week.
Insanity. And also, I think we have a fundamental misunderstanding of what the mid-range shot is, Roy. That was a floater from the paint. Just because it's not directly at the basket does not mean it's a mid-range shot.
Well, I mean, that's at the free throw line. He is driving. The runner.
He is driving to the paint. It is a floater. A mid-range shot is a post up, a back to the basket. You're fading away. You're catching and shooting. It is not a
Janai Broom at the end of the game.
It is not. I am making a move toward the basket and floating it up. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. I will take my victory lap nonetheless. Mark Sears made you pay. He will continue to make you pay. He is a legend. He is the best point guard probably in the history of this program, maybe. I don't think it's really that crazy to say. Give Mark Sears his flowers. He earned them on Saturday if he hadn't already.
Mid-range Mark.
Oh, sure. Hey, put it on a T-shirt. I'll wear it every day.
I will too. Ironically, I will gladly wear.
Speaking of T-shirts, and I don't know really who is responsible for this. I know it is somehow affiliated with the university, with the NIL type of thing. Man, did you see some of the T-shirts that were being released following this game? They got some really good ones. They have really stepped up their game. So everybody, I don't remember. It was one of the Alabama creative people tweeted out the link to them on Twitter. And there were, a dozen pages of shirts and crew necks and hoodies and things you can buy. And they're very, very impressed with some of them. So good on you. Go donate and give the NIL a little bit more love.
So Saturday's game really, I'm an emotional person. So I got moved. I was moved into, that's what it looks like. That's what it looks like when everything's clicking, when everything's right on the defensive end, on the effort. The offense wasn't always there, but sure. the effort was there for the entire 45 minutes. So Mason, I'll ask you. I asked I asked Hunter yesterday. Did Saturday's performance, does it move you does it move you anywhere as far as expectations for this next month?
I am nothing if not a reactionary human, and yes, it absolutely does. I feel so much better about this team. That is exactly what I needed to see, exactly what we really, truthfully have not seen at all this season once. That was the full 45 minute, as you just laid out, minute performance that we wanted to see from this Alabama team all year. And I know you said, you mentioned the offense at times sputtered a bit, but it didn't matter because the effort was there. You made up for it on the defensive end. You got the stops when you needed them. You got turnovers when you needed them. And then you did come down and hit big shots when you needed them. You had guys that had not been playing well step up. Grant Nelson, LeBaron, which LeBaron wasn't playing bad really, but he had an excellent game, on another level. It was just all around for everybody. I was so happy with this performance. I think it made me just feel like, okay, this team does have it in them. We now know they can dig in and find it. It's just whether or not they can do that for the next 3 weeks or so.
All right, let's start spinning forward because we could sit here all day and gloat over a single regular season win. But the sands of time keep going. Alabama plays on Friday. The SEC tournament opens on Wednesday. Alabama with a double bye.
Love that.
And your bracket fell fairly well for Alabama, in my opinion. You always knew you were going to play a really good team in the semifinals and a really good team in the finals if you made it. But you are looking at a trio of teams to clear to get to that stage of Oklahoma, Georgia, and Kentucky. And I say, give me that all day because Oklahoma and Georgia don't have near enough talent to stay on the floor with you. I do not have to worry about, play defense. No, you can go outscore those jokers. Sure. That's fine.
Go hang 110 on both of them.
It's fine. 110, 99. I don't care about the defense. That's just those two teams cannot hang with you. Kentucky, same thing. Kentucky will, they might be able to score with you, but will not, the defense won't be an issue. Sure. Their defense will not be an issue. So our offense will be clicking at high cylinders. That'll be the only problem. Ooh, that's Friday, right? Ooh, yeah, that's going to be late Friday. You got this bracket's going to be very fun just from a personal standpoint. I'm going to get up there. I think we got to talk about this. I think I'm going to get up there Wednesday night or Wednesday day for Vanderbilt, Texas. Because for our Vanderbilt duties, that'll be about 2:30 or so on Wednesday. Then we've got Missouri duties the next day at 6 p.m. Thursday, right? Then we have, ideally, if you keep it up, Texas. If Vanderbilt beats Texas, you're going doubleheader. You're going Vanderbilt, Texas A&M. You're going Missouri, winner of LSU, Mississippi State. Then I'm taking a little break. Then my Friday. If you continue, Vanderbilt, Tennessee, Missouri, Florida, and then Alabama, Kentucky, bam, 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 3 in a row. That'd be great.
That sounds like a loaded weekend, and that's a lot of good basketball.
It sounds like a little bit of hell, but
Missouri,
a lot of great.
Could be a great game, I think.
Yes.
That one could be a lot of fun.
Now I will be in the Bridgestone Arena for all those for all the games, but it is a matter of what I will be covering for our 3 sites: Vanderbilt, Missouri, and Alabama. It's gonna be a huge weekend. Oh gosh, I'm starting to get overwhelmed already. But I'll ask you: we go up there last year, and Florida beats the brakes off of you in that. I guess it was a double bye as well because you got the 4th seed, right? Yeah, you got the 4th seed, and you lost to Florida, or the 5th seed. You won a game and you lost to Florida the next day. I can't quite remember, but I know you lost to Florida badly on that Friday. Yeah, you did get a double bye. I'm pretty positive, and so you lost pretty badly, and then you got this.
You did get the double bye.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Man, I know all the years run together.
Thank God. I feel like I'm growing crazy sometimes.
Somebody asked me one time, "Well, what do you remember from elementary school?" I said, "Elementary what?" And I've got older friends, and if you think I'm talking about you, I'm not. I'm talking about older than you. That I remember Miss Sally in the 1st grade, and I'm like, that is nuts.
You know what it is? It's these dang phones.
It's the phones and the chemicals in the food.
Yep.
When it was natural.
All social medias, they're taking it out of you.
And these darn kids ain't got no attention span no more.
There's something to be said for it.
Just
a bit.
Oh, I agree with that completely. You drive down the road and you can't be off your phone for 2 seconds, and I'm speaking to myself.
Yeah, no, I do the same thing.
So okay, you go up there last year, you get beat in the 1st game, and
sad weekend.
So what's the mindset here? That's the question. That's the question. What's the mindset here? Is because you can win this tournament. Sure. You can win this tournament, and you can be on Sunday, and you can cut nets down, and you can say, no matter what, you have won a title this year, which, great. 1 gold star on the resume.
Mm-hmm.
It's not all the gold stars, but it is a gold star.
It's like is it a gold star, or is it's like one of those like yellow stars that has like a smiley face on it? You know, the gold one is the title. This is just a regular star sticker, which is fine. You know, you get happy when it's like a 92 on a test. It's like, oh, that's cool. Yeah. We'll take an A minus, you know.
Your mama's happy with it, puts it on the fridge.
But imagine if you'd gotten that 100. Then it goes to like work, and she puts it on her desk or something.
That's right.
You know, everybody sees it.
That's right. So do we care about this little smiley face star?
I think you go into this weekend, and maybe this is going to sound crazy, but you just kind of just play it by ear a little bit. You go into each matchup just kind of taking it as you will. I think if you go in obviously trying to win these games, but I don't think Nate Oates is going to be emptying his bag in any of these games. I think you go in, and if you are presented with a situation where a team is taking you to the wire, you maybe just say, all right, if we can win with what we have out there, cool. I'm not going to go drawing up all this crazy crap to go win this title that at the end of the day, we still have to go play for another tournament in a week. So if you win, great, but I don't think that's really your goal here. I think you're just kind of going to sharpen some things up. And if you happen to find yourself playing for a title, that's awesome.
See, I'm going to disagree just a little bit. Did you listen to? Were you watching the television broadcast on Saturday? I know a lot of times Saturday games we're with family.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, Melissa was not happy with me. She was trying to take a nap.
Well, Miss Melissa,
I told her she had to just
Miss Melissa. It's the Iron Bowl of basketball.
Mark Sears hit a buzzer beater. What
am I
supposed to do?
Miss Melissa. Come on now. So I asked you that to ask you. Did you hear one of those jokers on the commentary talking about Nate Oates meeting with the senior leadership and essentially saying, "Hey guys, what y'all want to do? What's the deal here?" And the senior leadership was like, "Yeah, we want to play." And Nate Oates essentially continued this track, like, "Okay, guys, what y'all want to be known for? What you want to be? How you want to leave this season, right?" This is going into the Iron Bowl, and they told, "Oh, we want to be the hardest playing, the toughest, the EST, right?" And Coach Oates puts on film and, is this look like the hardest playing team in basketball? No. Does this look like the toughest? No. Does this look like no? Well, then mother jokers, come on now. We got to get it together. And what happened on Saturday? They put together. So I ask you that to set this up and say, with the analytical information that the number one seed in the NCAA tournament since 1985, you just look at the history. The one seeds are going the furthest. Just is what it is. They're the best teams. Duh, Joe. Come on. That's like, but they're also getting the best draws.
Sure.
Like you're not a 2 seed playing a really tough 4 seed, right? 3, I guess it would have been. Basically the numbers bear out that if you are a 1 seed, you have a much better chance. Duh. Simple math.
Sure.
Everybody can think that, or everybody can compute. I wonder if Coach Oates is going to say, "Hey guys, we're not out of this 1 seed line. We're sitting on this 1B, 2A line. Really, you beat Kentucky more than likely, and the tournament committee is not going to care. Whatever. But you beat Kentucky, Florida, and Auburn. They're going to care.
Sure.
You beat Kentucky, Florida, and Auburn. You're not knocking Auburn off the 1 line. Congratulations, War Eagle. Y'all were the best team through the regular season. Congrats. Great. Awesome.
You peaked. That's awesome.
But I think it's either going to be you're looking at Auburn, you're looking at Duke, you're looking at Houston, and you're going to be playing the game between Florida, Alabama, and Tennessee. Florida, Alabama, and Tennessee for that fourth number 1 seed. They're not going to give you 3 SEC teams as a 1. You got to spread. They're going to say, "Oh well, Duke, Cooper Flag." By the way, did you see Cooper Flag's mother? So good. She's yelling, she's talking junk to the Carolina folks, and then obviously the camera catches her on social media. Did you see her after? Well, she starts, and it's like, it was very Conor McGregor. Oh, it was perfect. It was like, want to say thanks to all the Duke family for supporting Cooper this year. Want to thank all the coaching staff supporting. It was a hard-fought game in Carolina. Great rivalry. Really emotional season. I'm really proud of my son. I'm proud of his teammates. And, and he goes, but if you were in the stands, you would know. You absolutely know. Yeah, exactly. If you were in the stands, she was like, you would know how nasty the fans were in Carolina. And so you would know if you saw me, if you're my friend, sure, you would know that that's exactly my personality. I wasn't going to take that from anybody. They were talking about my son.
Love that.
Cha.
Love that.
Who's great.
I absolutely love a passionate sports mama.
Yes.
There's something about it. It gets you fired up. Seeing a mama try to protect her kid going after some folks being mean in the stands. It's awesome. Both the parents there I hate Duke. Always have, always will. But that was great to see. I did, I didn't watch the game, so I'm not really privy to how the North Carolina fans were acting.
I have no idea.
The only clip I did see, though,
they tried hard.
Was this poor girl. And she got cooked online, and I feel so bad for her because, why are you? God knows, this is probably her last game ever she got to see as a college student. She's just sad they went out with a loss. Why do we have to cook this poor girl who's just trying to find any bit of consolation in this game? But anyway, that was great. Cooper Flag's parents, awesome.
On your head.
So good. Cooper Flag, also so good. Is he going to beat Janai for Player of the Year?
He shouldn't.
They're going to give it to the senile old man.
Janai's the best player in basketball.
Joe Gaither.
Janai's the best player in college basketball.
Joe.
He can hit the 3. He's a matchup problem. He
is not a better basketball player than Cooper Flag.
Right now.
Which one of these players is about to be the number 1 pick in the draft?
Oh, well, that's a different discussion. That's a totally different discussion.
I guess just because
that's a completely different issue.
I mean, Cooper Flag is doing what Janai Broome is doing at half of his age.
Sure, but
I'd say that's a little more impressive.
Just the season in a vacuum, the 2025 season, Janai Broome is a better basketball player than Cooper Flag by a hair. Not by a lot, but maybe by just a little. My man, he went 30 points this past week. I mean, he'd have a whole lot better argument if he hit that fadeaway at the end to win the game.
God, speaking of that,
What a terrible shot!
Atrocious. And Alabama too, with the horrible possession at the end of the half, which you see the wide angle of it. Maybe Nate Oates was trying to call a timeout, maybe wasn't. Who knows? But the Auburn's final possession too to close the game out. Just hey, Janai, go figure it out, buddy.
I would have gone. I was driving on the interstate, watching it on my phone. I would have gone into a road rage. It would have been murder on I-20 if he'd have made that shot. Just because of how ugly it's back down, it's bump, and it's the Dirk Nowitzki 1 foot fall away, and I'm thinking, and it rims out, and I'm just like, there are some fortunate people on I-20 right now.
Very weird voodoo in that game. There was a lot of shots in the closing minutes that felt, or maybe I'm just remembering it a little different, but it felt like there was a lot of shots that were rimming out. It was like, it was electrifying game. I'm still juiced up about it. You mentioned Alabama getting the 1 seed just in a few minutes. That reminded me the constant bickering between I think it was Carl Ravik and Dickie V on the broadcast about whether or not Alabama can get the 1 seed was really funny to me. It was like he mentioned it just once and then immediately well, I don't know that they can get the 1 seed anymore. And it was like, well, no, I'm pretty sure that's right there in front of them. All they got to do is win the SEC tournament. And they mentioned it probably 4 or 5, 6 times, just going back and forth. It was like, hey guys, let's drop it. It's cool.
Yeah, you don't get it the 1 seed unless you make final Sunday, right? You have to beat Florida, and you have to beat Florida. You cannot have Missouri win that game, and as much as it'll be a kind of a motivational thing for you, a revenge game on Missouri. Even if Missouri wins and you're playing Missouri in semifinal Saturday, that's not going to do it. I don't think for your resume. Yeah, I think it's going to be really tough. But I do think that the carrot is so alluring that I think that Coach Oates is going to have the guys, hey, let's rest up this week. Let's get up there. I mean, you're playing, hey, what did we talk about last week?
Yeah.
Oh, it's so
playbook.
Perfect. Coach Sanderson, get on the phone today. Today, Coach. And I don't know if we said this on All Things Bama or if it was on my show. I think we said it on All Things Bama. Please go subscribe to All Things Bama. The Wimp Sanderson playbook is right there in play. Mr. 5-time SEC champions. We're going up to Nashville Friday morning. Let's sleep in our beds Thursday night. Whether you're taking a little propeller plane, whatever you're taking, or you're taking a police escort on a bus. I don't know. Whatever those logistics. Sleep in your bed Thursday night. Wake up Friday at 9, 9A, 10A, whatever. Meet at the facility 9:30, 10A, whatever, and then get on up to Nashville by 2. We're having lunch on the way. We're having lunch at Buc-ee's, right? This is perfect. We're having lunch at Buc-ee's. We're into the arena at 6 for Florida and Missouri, and we're doing our warm up during their first half, and we're getting ready to go whoop Kentucky's butt in the late game on Friday night. Stay home. Coach Sanderson used to keep them here until the last second. Stay home, rest up, and then just roll the dice and go for it. Tying all this together, I think the conversation, do you want to be the toughest player, the toughest, the hardest player, the blah, 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 the biggest, the bladdest, the bluest, it's if you have that conversation last week, you cannot go this week and say, oh, well, we had that talk. Let's go ease it off.
I agree with that. And I think that's probably right. I think getting the team that amped up and then immediately following it with all right, guys, settle back down for a minute would probably be a bad move. So seems like they're out for blood right now, and I'm here for it.
Blood.
What's the most intimidating way they could travel to Nashville? We taking the bus,
motorcycles.
I'd like to see. Can the university just invest in a fleet of Apache helicopters? We can have them all descend on Bridgestone Arena, drop down with the ropes, and shimmy down.
Coach Oates just special ops style.
We have Mark Sears just getting carried on the bottom the whole way on a rope, and he's just like Superman flying. Dun, 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 dun. Can we have him take a big warship and ride the river all the way up there? Aircraft carrier. We can make these things happen. Greg Byrne, talk with us.
Come on now. Yeah, Alabama. Let's get it going.
There's plenty of like decommissioned air helicopters and things you can find on Facebook Marketplace. I bet we can get us one.
Get the old Coach Saban helicopter.
Yeah, there we go.
Get them going, Coach. So I think you go up to Nashville and you lay it all out there.
I like it
because if you win that one seed, you're going to get a favorable draw just from the seeding, but you're also going to get favorable timing. You're going to get favorable locations. All that stuff plays into it.
Yeah.
And so that first game, you're talking about, gas tank. Well, you're going to play a 16 seed on Thursday, probably. Right? You're probably you're probably going to play a 16 seed for the following Friday. So you're probably going to get the next 5 days off, and you're playing a 16 seed, and then you win. You play an 8-9 seed on a Sunday, and so you play.
Feel pretty good about that.
Like it's fine from an energy standpoint. I was concerned from an energy standpoint going into the Auburn game, but when they showed we still got all this, look. Were you sandbagging? That's what Roy was asking. You gloated, rightfully so, over Mark Sears being a legend. I said that I don't think that Roy's theory holds water. Roy was suggesting that perhaps Nate Oates throttles the defense from time to time. What do you think?
I thought there was a little credence to it, maybe for a bit there. There were some times where it looked as if maybe that was the case down the stretch a little bit when the one seed was no longer, or the regular season tournament was no longer in grasp. Maybe it was kind of like, all right, guys, let's just get to the NCAA tournament and make it happen there. But Saturday, I think, dispelled any notions of that. They played as hard as they possibly could in that game, and like you said just a few minutes ago, I don't think you can really turn that off now.
If you do,
the faucet's on.
If you do, you're risking going home at this point. That's what you're risking. You're risking going home. Mesa Woods, we're hanging out live in the Derek Daniel State Farm Studios just off of McFarland Boulevard. We appreciate Derek and his team hosting us every weekday right here for the Joe Gaither Show on BamaCentral. Call Derek Daniel and his team, Red, Reese, and Victoria. They're upstairs. They would love to talk insurance with you. 205-758-3391 to do so. Look, talking insurance is never fun, but Red, Reese, and Victoria make it very simple. They're very personable. They make it very easy. You give them a call. Tell them your problem. 205-758-3391. Red, my car insurance is too expensive. Can you help me out? Red runs the numbers for you, spits it right back out in timely fashion, gives you all the information, gets you better insurance at a better rate. Call them at 205-758-3391. Call and see how much Derek can save you today. And, of course, we are live in the Derek Daniel State Farm Studios, proudly presented by Warren Tire and Auto. They've been a Tuscaloosa and University of Alabama stable since 1961. They're in their third generation of ownership. Russ Warren's got that bad boy running great. They've got 2 locations now to serve you. If you need tires, brakes, and alignment, you go check them out on 15th Street. You call them at 205-759-5505. If you need all other automotive needs, oil change, electrical issues, engine issues, you need some AC issues, everything else other than tires, brakes, and alignment, you go to the University Boulevard location at 205-758-2739. Warren Tire and Auto, 2 great locations to serve you. They split them up to be efficient so that you can get in and out and back on the road. Back on the road of success. Warren Tire and Auto. Give them a call today at 15th Street, 205-759-5505. On University Boulevard, 205-758-2739. Mason Woods, how we feeling? What about 2/3 of the way there? You feeling all right?
Oh, yeah, we're feeling good.
What did you cage match last night? Seth Rollins, CM Punk. You get a little interference. Well, sort of interference from Roman Reigns.
I mean, yeah, I guess you would call it interference because, I think for anyone that didn't watch, Roman Reigns steps in, cage door is open. Seth Rollins is kind of sitting there like a lion just watching his prey. And then here comes Roman Reigns to kind of yank him out of the cage and wrap the match up and give him the victory, if you want to call it. I think he wanted to do more damage.
Oh, yeah.
I think that would have continued had he not stepped in and yanked him out. So I think you can call it interference. Then you get the spear, the Superman punch, which I know I'm new.
No,
but
go
man,
for it.
That's the lamest moveset ever. The punch is okay. If you I've seen him throw the punch off the ropes. That's kind of cool. It's fine, but like you cannot have the spear as one of your like signature thing. Braun Breaker, you do it fine. Your spear is awesome. Roman Reigns, yours is, I don't know why, it's just lame. It doesn't hit the same. I think it's because Breaker gets a lot more velocity on it, but it's so lame. It was still cool to see him there, and I like Roman Reigns. I think the character is cool. The tribal chief, one tribal chief thing is cool. I like all that. But yeah, just you got to get a new move. You got to get a new move or two.
That's like the family. I don't know. I mean, look, we all know y'all are all related to The Rock, and we all know y'all are all super cool. Yeah. And like, just visually speaking, you are super cool. You're good-looking guys.
You all fit the bill.
Really muscle. But like, every single one of them, you've got 3 moves, you've got 3 moves, and you've got 3 moves. And like, some of them overlap, but it's just like you're gonna see the same 12 moves.
Yeah, I mean, like I have the same issue with Uso.
Yes.
Jey Uso, that super kick.
They're all related.
His super kick is so bad. It looks so bad.
We grew up with Shawn Michaels.
Yeah, Shawn Michaels was, and I think it's just they are a different build a little bit. Jey Uso's got a little bit more on him than Shawn Michaels did. Jey Uso's not fat, but he's certainly not as built and cut up and athletic looking as Shawn Michaels was. So maybe that plays into it a little bit. He doesn't quite have the flexibility there to get the leg up. But why would you do the super kick if you can't? Because it looks so bad every time, and he always connects so bad with it. His foot is always misplaced. It's never in the right spot, and it just flops around up there. He gets it like maybe chest high.
Right.
Yeah, it's very lame. Yeah, but back to the cage match last night. I'm so glad I got to watch it. I'm glad you texted me about it, because I had forgotten really all about it. And then after about 10 minutes or so of looking for some questionably legal live streams on the internet, I was able to secure it. So Netflix, boo on you.
Boo on you. You were smuggling goods, so you didn't hear yesterday's show. I did talk about Shawn Michaels just a little bit in this Alabama basketball team, because one of our callers was praising Grant Nelson. One of our callers was praising Grant Nelson, and I was essentially, maybe you can help me out with this metaphor. Maybe we can make it a little better. Was saying that Grant, wow, you were really Robin. You came in and was, and I first obviously used the Batman Robin. I was like, no. Mm-hmm. Robin is too derogatory. Robin sounds like a kid. It sounds like just a little helper. No, Grant was much more than that. This past Saturday, and needs to be much more. So I said that they need to be like D-Generation X, which Mark Sears, Shawn Michaels, Mark Sears, the Heartbreak Kid, Mark Sears, sexy boy.
Do we feel like maybe Grant Nelson could be him? Could be Shawn Michaels because of the almost sort of redemption arc here in the final stretch of the season. Ooh. Where he played a little bad. That's and Shawn Michaels goes away to deal with his demons, and then he returns for DX, and that's Grant Nelson here.
Yeah, because I had
big game against Auburn, and everything on the line.
Oh, I like that, because I had said, okay, Grant, you just got to be Triple H.
Mark Sears is the Triple H. He's pulling all the strings. He's helping Grant along as he's struggling.
Maybe so. Because I was like, they're much more equal partners than leader. And
I like this. If we can get a crotch chop after the SEC tournament,
crane kick, crotch chop.
Yeah, that gif will go platinum.
All we need to do is get Rylan Griffin to call him and be like, "Hey guys,
we're getting the gang back together."
Well, Rylan, the big WWE guy, needs to be like, "Hey, this is what I see from afar."
I wish we could. I wish we could have seen Rylan on this year's team.
I do too, so badly.
Can everybody finagle one more year of eligibility and just run it all back? We can work that out. Diego Pavia did it. We can figure something out, surely.
Do you think that Rylan Griffin regrets going to Kansas?
I think he certainly does. Do I think he necessarily regrets transferring? No. I think maybe he's still happy he left to seek a bigger opportunity, But it's not gone well for him at Kansas.
Yeah.
He plays less and he has worse stats and his team is worse. So I don't really know how he could be satisfied with his decision. And now he is also he has seen Alabama have a very successful year, specifically with players that stepped in to replace him as well. I would probably
that's one that stings me. I saw Juwan Gary walking off the court the other day.
Great. Love that for him.
Fouling out. Great job, Juwan.
Awesome.
That's what you do.
Yep. Got the big standing O. I mean, he was like, it looked like even I think it was when they were playing Iowa. It was. I think it looked like even though their players were tearing up for him. It was crazy. Like the whole arena. I did not realize that he had indebted himself to the Nebraska community that way, but they love him there.
Good on you, Juwan Gary. But Ryland makes me sad to think about, because Ryland, I think, would still have significant role on this team.
I think so too.
Oh, it drives me nuts to think about. The
ones that got away.
Give me another 3-and-D. Oh, with length. Oh yeah. But I guess you'd have to live. You'd have to take some of the good with the bad. You'd still have some boneheaded plays from Ryland.
Sure. But if that meant hand 4 threes a game and some good defense, I'd probably take it.
I probably would too. All right, Mason Woods. It was a busy weekend, and 2 Alabama football players, former Alabama football players, have signed new deals, are going to new football teams. Jonathan Allen has become my bitter enemy. Why did you do this, John? Why did you do this? Why didn't you just give my Bears a chance to pay you more? Jonathan Allen, if you didn't see it, is going to the Minnesota Vikings. Is the new man on the Minnesota Vikings. Oh, yeah, you like that. He's the new man on the Minnesota Vikings. He's going to be playing next to Dallas Turner, and they paid him, what, 3 years, $60 million? Is that what I saw? 3 years, 80?
Yeah, I think I saw that was the terms of it.
What would you do with $20 million? Oh, boy.
I wouldn't be sitting here as much as I love you and the people.
You wouldn't?
I might do it. I might not do it every day, though. And I definitely wouldn't be doing it at 8 a.m.
No, we'd be doing it at 3:30.
Yeah, we'd be coming
3:30
in
the afternoon, half drunk, full on steak and lobster and mac and cheese and nachos. And
I'd probably do that way. Probably do it that way.
We would just have a buffalo. We would just have a wings spread and just eating wings.
The inflated contract numbers that have been the result of this massive cap increase this year are insane. I mean, teams are just throwing in. Look, Jonathan Allen's a great player. I did not expect him to get $20 million a year. People are throwing money everywhere. I mean, the Titans wildly overpaid for a middling left tackle yesterday, which was disappointing to see, but it does mean they're at least moving J.C. Latham to his true position at right tackle, which is nice. But yeah, I mean, it's been a bunch of crazy numbers. What did Najee got another deal as well? I think
Najee 1 year deal, 9.25. For a single year is good.
Yeah, for a running back too, especially.
Yeah, okay, let's go to Najee real quick, because
I think he'll be good on the Chargers. They're just going to run him into the ground, but that's what he does.
Najee's a good player.
Najee is a good player.
Najee's a good player, and he was good for the Steelers. The Steelers' offensive line has been dog poo really for a minute. Najee's a good player. This contract, people are, you're going to clown on it. 1 year, $9 million. This contract is very much by design. It is, let me go show you that I'm a good player. Yeah. Because the Steelers' stinky offensive line held me back. What did you? He went over 1,000 every year, right?
Yeah, but according to remember Troy Aikman telling us that that's not impressive anymore.
Well, I don't care what you have to say, Troy Aikman. I really don't. He went 1,200. He went 1,200, 1034, 1035, and 1043. He went 7, 7, 8, and 6 in the touchdown department. Did we catch any passes? We caught, my man, 74, 41, 29, and 36 receptions, respectfully, all collectively for 1,149 yards and 6 touchdowns. So in 4 years, your total yardage, what's 1,149 and 4312 is 54. Basically 5,500 yards, and 34 touchdowns.
1,100 yards a year. That's good.
That's a good player.
That's good.
That's a player
That's a good player. I mean, that's a good play. He's not great. He's not elite. He's not bad. He's good.
What do you think?
He's not average. He's above average. He's good.
So two other aspects of the signing are interesting to me. One, Jim Harbaugh has been recruiting Najee Harris for ages.
For a decade.
For ages.
A decade.
He wanted him at Michigan. He was the runner-up.
Mm-hmm.
And now he gets him.
Yeah, great. Happy for you. I'm sure Jim Harbaugh is ecstatic. I mean, I think Najee fits what the Chargers do pretty well. And you look at how J.K. Dobbins played last year, kind of was a cast-off running back, gets signed to the Chargers, and then has a really good season. He did unfortunately get hurt right at the end, I think, which is kind of just MO for J.K. Dobbins. It's just what happens to him. But like you said, it's kind of a prove-it deal for Najee. He gets to play behind a much better offensive line. And I would imagine if he puts up 1,300 yards this year, he probably gets him a nice 2-3 year extension.
Jim Harbaugh is going to love Najee. He's going to try to put him in such good. He's going to try to put the ball in his hands all the time. The second aspect of this signing that was interesting to me, just from an off-field standpoint, Najee Harris gets to play at home.
That is cool. I didn't even think about that.
Basically from Antioch, California, which this may be totally ignorant. Mason's about to check me. I'm pretty sure Antioch is a small neighborhood, is a neighborhood in Los Angeles, is in the greater Los Angeles area.
It is in the San Francisco Bay Area.
So okay, but still, okay, close, but not quite.
Nonetheless, he's certainly a lot closer to home than he
ever has been at Alabama or in Pittsburgh.
Sure.
What's that? An hour and change on the drive? Probably 2 hours. I have no idea. My perception of California is not good.
It's very strange because it's just so much larger than Alabama. It's a bit hard to grasp. But happy for Najee.
So we go home. We get a prove-it deal behind a coach that loves to run the football and loves you in your backyard.
Throw to his running backs too.
I think this is going to work out great.
I really think
great
it will.
For Najee.
Sure. This past season was the year of like castaway quarterbacks finding their stride, and now we get to maybe see a shift again towards a shift to veteran running backs getting more opportunities now instead of everybody trying to always get younger everywhere. Let's maybe get some guys who we know are good in this league.
Najee and Jonathan Allen both getting new deals. You said there was one other.
I did see Ryan Kelly signed with the Vikings also.
What?
Mm-hmm. So they're beefing up a little bit. Yeah, they got to protect J.J. McCarthy now that Sammy Darnold's gone. Sam Darnold, $100 million he is receiving for his services.
How much is he?
3 seasons.
What's the commission to Kevin O'Connell?
They probably got something worked out under the table.
That's what. Obviously, you go because the money. But if I was Sam Darnold, I would have. There would have been a part of me that was like, I would rather stay in this system over here.
And I don't, I've never been offered a $20 or $100 million contract, so I guess I can't really answer this. But I would think that just for the sake of like being comfortable in your place of work, not really having a whole lot of weight on your shoulders, just take a slightly team-friendly deal and hang out in Minnesota. It's not like it's not going to be a ton of money. They still would have probably given him, what do we think, $15 million, $20 million a year?
I think the contract probably wasn't on the table because they wanted to move on to J.J. McCarthy.
I think they didn't even offer him. Maybe.
Yeah, that's kind of where I think it was. It was like, hey, buddy.
Godspeed to you, Vikings. That seems like a bold strategy to just roll in with your rookie quarterback coming off an Achilles tear? ACL tear? Whatever injury it was, sidelined him this entire season.
He's got vaginitis.
He's got to do his grounding. Is he going to be able to do that in Minnesota on the ice cold turf?
They're indoors because
lame.
I can't say anything. The Bears are about to do that. The Bears are about to break ground in Arlington Heights and put a big old roof on it and say, "Oh, we know it's our advantage to play."
Free agents,
right? It's our advantage to play in 12-degree weather, but we're just going to give that away in the name of corporate dollars.
Boo!
Corporate dollars. Corporate dollars ruining the nation.
Not sure there's any other real notable free agency news.
No, there's not, because
Interesting trades, I guess.
Well,
Laramie Tunsil gets traded. Love that. Seeing him leave my AFC South, that's always cool with me. And he gets to go protect my fantasy quarterback, Jaden Daniels. Good stuff.
Yeah, the Commanders were
They
moves.
loaded up. They got Debo. They got who else? They signed a secondary corner, I think, too. Can't remember who it was, but
Corners aren't sexy unless your name is Trayvon Diggs, or no, unless your name is Patrick Surtain.
there we go. That's a real corner.
Woo!
Trayvon Diggs, he's all about that flash. Pat Surtain's got substance.
Yeah, Surtain's guarding you play in, play out, day in, day out.
He has two.
Trayvon Diggs is hunting interceptions.
It works for him.
Yeah,
he's made his money doing that. But I'll take Patrick Surtain on my team. Thank you.
Fewer interceptions, but fewer deep balls given up as well.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we got to talk about this the rest of the week. We're doing a show tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday. We got to decide, Mason. Obviously, I guess I'm not today, but we got to decide if I'm going up to Nashville Wednesday for that first Vanderbilt game, or if I'm not going till Thursday. Because if I'm not going to Thursday, this kind of solves itself, and I can just remote in on Friday morning. We'll work that out. We'll definitely give you 3 more shows somehow, some way. I will either be here Wednesday, Thursday, or I'll be here Wednesday, and I'll remote Thursday, Friday. But what we want to do, we want to have Katie on Thursday. Katie couldn't join us this past Thursday, but we want to make her a Thursday staple, especially with the Diamond Sports coming up. She's our softball expert, but really she's all over everything football related, spring football. She can make spring football sound interesting. I tried to toss spring football to Hunter Brantley. He said the same thing. He didn't care. I tried to not poison the well.
Yeah.
Like I tried to just set it up without poisoning the well with my own with my own take, and he still said he didn't care.
The people are learning. There's just not much to gain, not much. If we can all observe it and be happy that it's there and happy that it's happening, but we don't need to speculate wildly on spring practice.
It's because they don't practice like they used to.
Good.
When I was in school, back in my day, my spring practice was 14 days in a row, all full pads, full contact. And now they're just playing patty cake out there. All right, so we're not going to waste anybody else's time. Call us on the voicemail line, 205-462-7340, extension 800. If you want to talk about spring practice, you're welcome to. If you want to talk about these NFL free agents or the SEC tournament or WWE, we want to let you know, make sure Crimson Clash coming up on Sunday. Crimson Clash, the Alpha Alexander Lincoln coming up on Sunday. You get your tickets March 16th, Sunday, Buddy Powell Pavilion. The Alpha Alexander Lincoln is going to be taking on Rhino, New Era Wrestling at the Crimson Clash. We're giving away 2 tickets. We're looking for the best voicemail for the next couple of days to give away 2 tickets. You can do so just by calling 205-462-7340, extension 800. We'd love to give you 2 tickets. We would love for you to be cheering on the Alpha Alexander Lincoln as he takes on Rhino. Rhino is going to be trying to look for that. You want to talk about a good spear versus a bad spear? Man, Rhino had a real spear. Roman Reigns, take some notes. The entire Anoy family needs to take some notes about that spear.
I think the issue might be the Roman Reigns is too tall. Because Breaker is a small kind of compact package, and it looks, it's like a bowling ball or a wrecking ball when he hits somebody. Roman, I don't know. Is that he's too tall?
He's jumping from too far away. I think
that's what it is.
He's jumping from too far away. He's not making enough impact, and I think it's because he's trying to be, with respect, too careful.
Sure,
but hey, man,
throw caution out the window.
Lay into it. That's the finisher. That's the final move there, right? So you can see Rhino taking on the Alpha Alexander Lincoln right here in Tuscaloosa after Alabama beats whoever in the SEC tournament.
Hopefully Auburn.
Sunday at noon, you'll be turning around and going to the Buddy Powell Pavilion.
Do you want to play Auburn again this season?
No.
But come on. It'd be awesome though, right? It'd be pretty awesome.
Because if you lose now, you are losing for some real stakes. You're losing for an SEC tournament title. You're losing for a Final Four.
Fair.
You're losing for a national championship.
But imagine the win. High stakes, high rewards.
Yeah, that win would be drugs,
Woo!
massive because I've tried. Look, I've tried to do a decent job being objective this weekend,
Man.
but bleep those guys, and seriously, bleep them again, because
Chris Youngblood took a beating on Saturday.
yes, but I think that photo was I think it was Photoshop.
I thought it was too.
Yeah, I asked Hunter. I said, "They photoshopped his blood in
They
there."
definitely did. They absolutely did. And regardless, though,
Whose
that
idea?
picture was sick.
Whose idea is it to let's Photoshop a little blood trickle?
Tough.
That wasn't Youngblood's idea, was it?
I doubt it.
It's not Nate Oates' idea. Is it Steven Gonzalez? Whose idea is it to let's put a little trickle of blood? It's gonna make it that because that's the cherry on top of the photo. It's like this grayed out photo and this red blood down
So
there.
good. It was good. It was a good picture. You think I saw many Auburn fans talking about Youngblood being the sneaky instigator of everything. I think he plays that role very well.
Yes.
And he's so good at it. He is so good at it. Every time he was on the floor in that game, you see that smirk, just that little smile from him. Right after he gets elbowed in the back of the head, he's sitting there, smile. He's perfect.
Yeah, he looks at the ref. He goes, "Go review it. Go review it. I promise you." He goes,
Trust me.
Trust me."
Man,
no, that's what I had an issue with Beckman Zara is that they say it was retaliation, which okay, but he was he knocked down twice? Beckham Zara, because in the early part of the game he gets a little knock in the back, and he lays on the ground and they go review it.
Does he weigh? Is he the weight of a feather? Like he was barely hit.
Well, all these young men's heroes is LeBron James.
It was. They showed that first, and because he fell and looked like man, I really got a shot to my lower back. And it was just nowhere to be seen on the slow motion replay. He someone barely bumped their hip into his back. I think that was ridiculous. And then he did the same thing on the next fall where he goes down holding his back. I think it was Youngblood there going in for a rebound or something. It looked like he maybe hit him in the back.
I just don't like the punch in the backs and the punch in the back of the head. Like we're gonna have some, you gotta have issues.
Just be men about it and face each other
right up into their face.
Yeah.
You hit me in the back in the last possession. You're a punk. I'm going right to your face.
Every single sport needs to have just the hockey. You get to fight
2 minutes.
Yep. Doom, doom, doom. It'd be great. And you go sit and you go sit out. Your team got to play a man down for a minute and a half, whatever it is, 2 minutes. Better hope they can keep it up.
Who's Alabama's representative?
Mo D.
Oh, duh.
Mo D.
Duh.
It's Mo D.
And he kills someone. He's laughing.
Yeah, he is on the ground with a chokehold, screaming, laughing. Ref is they have 5 referees out there yanking him off. Yes, that is Mo D. He's coming away with a chunk of jersey, like a finger, a tooth.
Is he going
a piece of an ear?
Going to the games with the Joker makeup
in like a Hannibal Lecter mask. That's what we need. We need him chained up in a straitjacket, and we need him wheeled in like Hannibal Lecter. And they just let him loose. The animal.
I love it. Mo D, happy Ramadan. I don't know if that's the proper way, but I hope that's going well for you. Oh, I just lost my computer camera connection. Doom, 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 doom. What just happened? Well, that's okay. I think you can still hear me. We're going to say goodbye right there. We want to thank Derek Daniel and his team for sponsoring the program. We want to thank Warren Tyronato for sponsoring the program as well. There we go. A little reconnection. We want to thank everybody for sponsoring the program. Warren Tyre, Derek Daniel. We want to thank you. You want to sponsor the program? I am looking for sponsors for the phone line. I'm looking for sponsors for the show. We'd love to have you and advertise for you, market for you. We'll be back tomorrow on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. We'll be back tomorrow on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon. Go subscribe to the show on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. At the very bottom there, you can hit the little 5 stars. You can hit the reviews and stuff. I'm seeing those trackers go up. If you subscribe to the show, you send me a little screenshot, we'll shout you out on the show. There we go. We are getting out of here for the day. Follow Mason Woods at MA Woods _ myself at Joe Gaither 6. And we'll talk to you tomorrow live from the Derry Daniels State Farm Studios on the Joe Gaither Show on Bama Central and BamaCentral.com.